Good morning, Galaxians. This is Jason Bitbender Brink, and I am here for our fifth GalaChain Hackathon update. It is 8 a.m. here at the W, and we're going to talk a little bit about what's going on, talk about Gala, and I'm also going to go ahead and put in an AMA section here. I can see over here on this screen, this is not my home setup, but it is better than my office setup. I've got the Restream chat up so I can see everything. Exhale, I am very sorry that I am not a beautiful redheaded person. So I have zero red hair. So you're just going to have to put up with that. I also got your message earlier this morning and have not had a chance to read it and respond because I've been going like crazy here. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and follow. And yeah, let's get into it. So one of the things that Dankster, nice to see you, man. Art G, pick you. We'll see what we can do. There's gonna be some stuff. There's gonna be some stuff. But anyway, we've had a really cool last half day or so with the hackathon. We've had some teams that stayed here all through the evening. We had the wonderful and amazing Yosun that is saw one of our pop-up things down in GDC, showed up with her amazing corgi that has a video camera on it and her Apple Vision Pro, and has been in the corner just hacking away literally all night long. So I'm really excited to see what comes up with that because she's had that Apple Vision Pro, and it's the first time I've encountered somebody who's actually working with it, and I'm very excited to see where that goes. Plus her dog is extra weapons grade adorable. You know, gotta love that. We've got the non-fungible tower defense guys that have been building all through the night. We've got some really cool stuff there. Timbo Slice, Cryptogram, Deadly, everyone's been working really hard. We've got some other teams. We've got the Metaflora guys that are working on some stuff. We've got some teams that are submitting online. We found that the turnout in person was not as huge as we would have liked, but there's still some really cool stuff that's coming out of it. And you know, this is, again, our very first in-person hackathon, so there's going to be lessons that are learned along the way. Yeah, so anyway, let's go ahead and let's talk a little bit about the past, present, and future of Gala. Now, those of you guys who are new to this ecosystem have a very different view of those who have been part of it for a really long time. Gala was founded originally with a focus primarily on gaming. And the reason that we focused on gaming is because gaming is the thing that has the greatest throughput requirements of pretty much anything, and because a lot of the people at the beginning of the company were very deeply involved in the gaming world. Eric Schiermeyer, our founder, was one of the co-founders of Zynga. We had a bunch of people that were just very heavily involved in gaming. I personally come from the blockchain side, so it's a little bit different for me, but you know, we started off with gaming as a focus. As time went on, we expanded that focus to include film, to include music, and to include now, as the sort of final form that we're pushing towards, the development of a fully fledged platform to allow people to come in and build. And that's what this hackathon is about, is creating ways for people to come in and build on GalaChain to release something to the world in as simple a form as possible. And I have been incredibly happy talking to a bunch of the participants yesterday about how easy it was for them to deploy everything on GalaChain. Absolutely phenomenal to talk to them about how quick and easy it was for them to get their deploys out and start building. And that's what it's all about, is the reduction of friction so that people can come in and understand what's happening and then start building right away. So our main focus right now is to build everything out into a platform and begin pushing that out further and further. We are working on building partnerships with lots of different organizations, both inside and outside of Web3. And I cannot personally wait to see where this is going overall. And my phone is going, hold on. It's Eric. Hello, Eric. Welcome to the live stream. Should I put you on speakerphone so everyone can hear you? What? One second. I'll let you say hi. Okay, Eric is now on the live stream.
Well, hello everybody. How many people are watching right now? I think did we get 10,000 sometime yesterday?
We did have 10,000 yesterday on one of the things. Morris, there's a Dex right now. Go use GalaSwap. What's wrong with you, man? Sorry,
Seriously, we're about to put a ton of liquidity into GalaSwap. For everybody.
There you go. Ton of liquidity into GalaSwap.
Okay. Hey, I will call you back when you're off the live stream. Are you live streaming from the event right now?
I am live streaming from the event. I'm in our room right now, so come on by if you wanna hop in. Otherwise, I'll give you a call in 50 minutes or so.
Yeah, kick ass. All right, I'll see you there.
Okay, peace out, man.
All right, everybody. I'll be on the live stream in a little bit.
Thanks, man. Peace out. Okay, sorry about the interruption, guys. When your boss calls, you just have to answer the phone. It's not really an option. And let me turn my ringer off here because otherwise, there we go. Okay, so that's where we're going here, and that's what this entire hackathon is about, and that's what seeing everybody building on chain is. That's why it's so inspiring to me. Now, with that in mind, what I wanted to do is for everybody who's new to the ecosystem as well as those who have been around for a long time, I'm going to take questions. So what we're going to do is we're going to spend the next at least half hour or so doing some AMA for anyone who wants to ask anything. I may not be able to answer everything, but I will do my best to answer what I can. So if you are watching here, go ahead and ask questions. Duode, I do see the comments. Bene's clues are good. Give us more clues on leaks. So he just dude. Yes, there's not a ton of liquidity there, but there is a ton of liquidity coming to it. So that's going to be a good thing. And let's see, that's one of the things that Benefactor just mentioned. So one of the things that you guys may or may not know is that we are in the process of essentially taking all of the sales that have recently happened, moving the USDC from those sales onto GalaSwap to provide liquidity and to purchase Gala, which will then, of course, be burned. So that's going to be a pretty cool thing. And which platform am I taking questions from? I am taking questions from anything here. I can see YouTube comments, I can see Twitter comments. I cannot see Discord here, unfortunately. But I can definitely see YouTube and Twitter. When can we buy merch? You can buy merch right now with music on the merch music store in the All Access store. You can get some cool Gala stuff. There's going to be more of that. We have a little bit of engineering time that we need to put in to activate other currencies for that merch, but you can go purchase it right now. And there's cooler merch that is coming as well. And Charlie, we found a manufacturer. So we're going to be able to make lots of these hoodies. And I know that it's going to warm your heart to hear that. So everyone will have these hoodies soon. Yeah, and we're all, Twitch. I'm also seeing comments from Twitch if you have any questions there. I'm glad that I can answer with optimism and positivity because I'm super excited, man. I am so incredibly excited with where we're going. We have been building nonstop through this entire last 4 years. And ever since I joined Gala, we have just been building and building and building and building and building, and that's why I originally joined the team. You know what? Maybe past of Gala, I should. What do you think, Good Paul? Should I talk a little bit about why I joined Gala originally in the beginning, and how I joined Gala originally in the beginning? So I've known Benefactor for a while, okay, and him and I had been meeting with a few different people, and we had been talking about some of, like, wouldn't it be cool to have some sort of project that would allow, game developers to reward players instead of paying for advertising? That was the sort of very beginning part of this. And those of you who have known me for a really long time, like Exhale, I've known Exhale now for over 10 years, I think. Those of you who have known me for a really long time know that, some of my earlier projects that I was involved in, I would get involved in those projects primarily in a marketing capacity. But at that, you can only take whatever information the developer gives you. You work on marketing it, you help write, you help, work with the community and all of that. And then, you hope that the developer is doing the stuff that the developer is supposed to be doing. And I had some really rough experiences discovering that, here I am talking about some of this cool stuff that I think is really neat. And then you find out that the developer is just like one dude in his garage. Major letdown. We don't like that, right? So originally, though, we had been talking about this project, but I was busy doing other stuff. So Eric founded Gala, and I was a supporter originally. I was bought some early nodes. That's back when I had hair, very very curly, ridiculous hair. I had bought some nodes, and I kind of started receiving marketing emails, right? Not from Eric, because he doesn't do that stuff himself, but there's another person that was handling marketing emails at the time. And I got one of these marketing emails, and it was just not what it should be. It was not a well-crafted, polished thing. So I remember I sent Eric a message. It's a friend of mine. I sent him an email, and I'm like, hey man, you ought to take a look at your marketing thing. There's like this list of 16 things that you should probably have your marketing person do. Take a look at it. And Eric replied, we don't really have a marketing person, so do you want to come do some of that? And so I'm like, I don't know, because I had just gotten really, really, really badly burned with a couple, some very scammy devs. And so I told Eric, I'm like, look, I'm happy to come and talk to people, but I need to talk to the devs. I need to see what the devs are doing. I need to understand that, this isn't just like one guy doing a thing that we're building something around. This has to be bigger. I'm not going to be involved unless this is something absolutely monumental. And so he's like, okay, fine. And he arranges a call. And so I get on there and I get to see Adam Price. I get to see Travis Allen. I get to see Jaden Johnson. I get to see all of the original, Mason, all of the original team. And I get to see what they're working on. And I get to see the way that they're rebuilding Node software. And I get to see the way that they're building all of this out. And it was profoundly inspiring and really nice to see super competent people building really cool things. And at that point in time, I'm like, you know what? Okay, I'm here. I'm here for it. I will join this initiative. And I've been here ever since. This has been a thing that we have been building for the last 4 years, and it has just grown and grown and grown, and I'm super excited to see where it goes in the future. Some AI projects integrated. There is somebody working downstairs. Yo Sun right now is doing something with Gen AI for GalaChain. Again, this is a hackathon thing, so I don't know what she's doing yet, but I'm pretty happy with that. Let's see. Bring Gala to Brazil. I would love to come to Brazil. What's going on with the tokenomics in all this world of GalaChain? Is it important? Or beso de project? Like kiss the project? Beso is kiss, right? I feel like I'm missing something there, or that was a typo. Yeah, tokenomics are super important. They're absolutely critical to us. Something that I personally spend a great deal of my time working on. Tokenomics with GalaChain and Gala, all of this is designed to burn Gala. That's what powers the entire ecosystem. So, there are burns happening constantly. Check out the Gala burn channel and you'll be able to see a lot of what's going on there. So that's a really cool thing. Can you give us a really quick rundown on how to create a meme coin on GalaChain? Okay, so I'm going to give you a rundown on how to create a token, okay? Not specifically a meme coin, but you could totally create a meme coin if you want. So essentially the idea here is what we want is a basically one-click deploy for a new token. And that'll be a thing that you go to in the creators portal. You will enter in your basic tokenomics numbers. You'll put in how, what the percentage is that goes to the, founders nodes, which will allow you to, get tokens into a lot of people's hands very easily on GalaChain. And you fill all the stuff out, you burn some Gala, and you push go, and then you've got a token. And so this is something that we see as being very important to allow people to come to the ecosystem and build. And it's going to be so much easier than having to deploy a contract. And oh my God, it's going to be very, very, very easy. And so I cannot wait to see how all of this goes. Any new collaborations? There are absolute tons and tons of collaborations that are taking place right now. We can't talk about all of them, but there's a lot more coming that you will see here pretty soon. I've always wanted to go to Cyprus, Georgios. I think that would be super cool. I'm a big fan of the history of that part of the world, so someday I will make it there. Anyone building a Gala barbecue where we can store USDT and the earnings are used to burn Gala? Oh, that's an interesting idea. I don't know that we would want to do that, simply because what that would mean is that we would have to be the ones custodying your USDT or your USDC or whatever it is. So it's essentially a thing where we would be the ones holding it, and I don't think we want to do that because I think that would make us kind of bankish, and I don't want to do that. Are you announcing a huge partnership today? I don't think a huge partnership is going to be announced today, but you will see a lot of things. Lado189 wants to see me in a suit. So funny story about this, actually, very funny story. I was talking last night to David Bianchi. We had David Bianchi here at the Hackathon, and we played the first 3 episodes of Razor. Okay, so 2 episodes. A few people had seen the first 2 episodes. Nobody had seen the 3rd episode. I am super, super, super excited about it. I have been invited by him to attend the red carpet premiere for it, where members of the Academy, I believe this is how this works. Man, good Paul, am I screwing myself up here by saying this? I hope I'm not leaking something that I'm not supposed to be leaking. I don't know. I've been invited to go to a thing, but a suit is required. So I'm currently in the process of finding someone who will make me a Gala suit with the Gala logo on it. And it's going to be pretty ridiculous. And yes, I probably want you in the camera there, Paul. So it's okay. Let's see. What do you think about burning 10% of the total inflation supply? Says Hidetoshi Iwasaki. So Hidetoshi, the thing with inflation on Gala is it's not inflation really that we're the ones that are in control of. It goes out to the network. There is a set function for how that happens, and we burn a lot of Gala. So it's a thing that is happening already, whether you know it or not. And one of the things that you will see is, for example, yesterday there was a tremendous amount of sales. Sal, do we know the final number for Common Ground World? No? Really? Okay. So let me delicately walk around this. There is a significant amount of sales, and there was essentially a rebate program in place for those, and that results in burn. So a lot of burn. So congratulations. I don't talk about the price of Gala at all. I never talk about the price of tokens. It's not a thing that I do, and it's not, in my mind, super material to what we do. I understand a lot of people see it as being very important, but it's not a thing that I can comment on. Let's see. So the one-click token creation already a thing, or is it being released soon? It is already a thing, but it has not yet been released. Let me put it that way. And we had one additional build on that we need to get in, which is the fact that you can essentially, when you do this, a percentage can be dropped to the founders node operators. So that's going to be an important thing. Indian, I don't talk about pricing. Sorry, man. Let's see. More dApps on GalaChain, more burned. Yes, absolutely. The more usage there is, the more utility there is, the more burning there is that happens. That's just basic to that way that the ecosystem was created. So I'm looking forward to that. Any benefit for the Gala holders? Holding the Gala token does not give you any special benefit. It is not a security. It is not a staking token. People can build staking apps on GalaChain, but by itself, you know, there is no passive reward for simply holding the token, because that creates very, very significant legal problems if we were to do something like that. Okay, what other questions do people have? I want to get in Discord too. Ooh. Okay, I'm going into Gala Gold Discord here, guys. Is it true that we can expect Mirandus to release in 2 years? I don't know the specific timeline there. I know that there is stuff going live for Mirandus here before too terribly long. Let's see. Oh, Mr. Peculiar, I appreciate that. Mr. Peculiar sent me a very nice long DM about making sure that I take care of my health. That is important, and I am getting razzed about that by all sorts of people. Let's see. What do we got? Okay. Going into the Gala Gold channel here. And yes, Duo, the ability to drop to founders nodes is huge. And put it this way, guys. If you were to go look at the average token, one of the critical barriers that you have to get over is number of wallets, okay? So for number of wallets, the ability to drop on GalaChain to founders nodes is massive, massive, because it gets you over that barrier right away in deployment. Let's see here. Hold on, I'm in the wrong channel here. There we go. Gala Gold. Okay. Nice chain. Is it platinum? No, it is not. They're making fun of my bling. I was told that if I'm going to hang out with Snoop, I have to have a chain. It was a rule that was given to me, in fact, by our chief legal officer. So I don't make the rules. I just follow them. Let's see. What do we got here? GalaChain overload, perhaps? No, I don't think so. Okay, what do we got? I have actually ordered a special thing for Snoop. It's not done yet, so I can't give it to him yet, but it's going to be a thing. Let's see. Why does it say 5 unavailable videos are hidden on the YouTube playlist? Those probably are ones that haven't released yet. Yeah, okay. So there's videos on the, and this is for Mr. Peculiar, there's videos on that playlist that have not yet aired. So one of the ways that we do this for interviews and stuff is we'll do an interview, we'll record, we'll get everything ready to go, get it post-processed, and then it basically is a hidden video that gets revealed a little bit later on. Timbo Slice talking about NFTD. Very happy to see what was being done over there, and it's super cool. I love the utility being brought to things. Can we limit the supply of Gala? The supply of Gala is already limited. That's a basic thing in the contract. Gala Rockstar Company of Web3. I like that. I'm a fan of that. Will the antitrust suit against Apple benefit the game side of things? You know, I think it might actually. I was reading a little tiny bit about that. Apple has had over its history sort of a long history of being very protectionist, and so I think that anything that eases that up may make stuff easier. I would love for there to be make it easier to have deeper token integration in games. Let's see, what do we have? Lasha, my German is terrible, so I'm not going to try to figure that out. Okay, To, what is the best project at the hackathon at the moment? There's been a few projects that have been here that I've been watching very closely, and I don't know which one is the best one yet, and the other judges will decide that. So I don't want to speculate. But I'm really stoked with what Metaflora is doing. Plus, the man has a really cool hat made out of a mushroom. I feel like that's an important thing to mention here. They're doing something in relation to the marijuana supply chain, which I think is pretty cool. Yosun is doing something that has to do with generative AI. I'm super stoked about that. The NFTD guys doing some gaming stuff. LeFaust was here. He was here yesterday and left, I think, after I left. I left, I think, at almost 11 last night. But he's working on some pretty cool stuff. Some of the things he's doing with data is just like what he's pulling off GalaChain. Absolutely killer. So there's so many that I'm super excited about. Any idea on unique or special wallet for phones, Android, iOS for the GalaChain Gala Swap? That is a thing that I would love to see. I would definitely love to see an app that allows people to access their GalaChain and all of the GalaChain functionality. When Coinbase relist? I actually talked to Coinbase last week. They're at this point in time not ready to do that, but we are still in communication with them, and it's a friendly relationship. So, it is what it is right now. But that's a thing that I would love to see in the future. Hey guys, Healing Everyday says, hello Healing Everyday. With all the ecosystem tokens created on it, like Film, Gala, Music Town, other more coming, yes. That's definitely going to be, there's a lot more coming. And again, when people have the ability to deploy their own tokens, click new token, I think that that's going to be pretty profoundly cool. We also have a whole effort that is taking place to fix the inventory screen so that when people deploy, 5,000 new tokens, they don't get lost in a gigantic, complex screen. So, what other questions do you guys have? Is the hackathon going to be just development, or is there going to be some pen testing taking place? There isn't really pen testing taking place right now because it's a 24-hour hackathon. So, in 24 hours, what you're really looking for is something where there's a product market fit and a business case that has been developed, some minimum viable product, but probably not something super refined to the point that you would want to have anyone really try to pen test. So yeah, that's that. What are the most critical things for GalaChain and Gala eco development right now? Says Woko. For me, I think the most critical thing is for people to understand what we're building and understand the way that it has evolved and what is available for users. Right now, we're able to give people the ability to build and deploy in a way that is much easier than anything that they have ever done with any other chain. You don't have to know Solidity. You don't have to know Rust. It's all TypeScript. TypeScript is one of the most popular programming languages there is, and it's something that pretty much anyone who writes code can pick up and run with and integrate. And that was the thing that was really cool, to have some conversations with some of the developers yesterday, and have them say, "Yeah, I've never built a blockchain thing before, but this is super easy," and that is not a thing that I have ever heard anyone say ever about Solidity. So I'm very excited about that. When will it be possible to send GalaChain Gala to exchanges? I was talking to HTX yesterday specifically about this, and I know that it's a thing that they're working on. I don't want to give a date because I don't want to be the one that announces a roadmap item for them. But I know that it is a thing that is happening. We're also having conversations with a number of other exchanges on this specific topic. And the cool thing is that once you have that ability to send GalaChain Gala, and once GalaChain is integrated, Those exchanges then, if they decide to list other tokens, can do so, and then that happens directly on GalaChain. Travis asks, will founders nodes get a portion of each coin added to GalaChain? I don't know yet whether this is going to be a mandatory thing, but founders nodes, there will be, in the token creation, there will be the ability for people to allocate a specific portion to founders nodes. Whether it's a mandatory allocation of whatever or not is a different conversation, but people will be able to allocate to founders nodes. And you will get a portion, of course, of what they burn. So that's a pretty cool thing. Hope PDAX onboards GalaChain. We have been talking to PDAX about a number of different topics. Travis, oh, you've been busy. What? Busy? People aren't supposed to be busy. What's going on? Are we going to have hackathon candidates pitch their products on live stream? Some of them, yes. Some of them, no. They're working immediately after this stream ends. Good Paul is going to go and help record presentations for some of them, which will then be aired on the live stream. What we really want to do is we want to get away from the sort of death by PowerPoint, really, really sad, highly technical person talking really, really boringly into a camera for a very long period of time. We want to make it fun and interesting and informative. And so, we're going to probably be doing a little bit of post-processing on some of this stuff. Let's see. Any chance? I would love to see something happen with Coinbase in the future. Like I said, we're still in communication with them. We still talk to them. We have no issues with them. So it is what it is. Let's see. I just got a DM from Wookie. The Razor episodes were, in fact, awesome. David Bianchi is a really cool guy, and it was neat to have, because it was a very intimate viewing, and he aired first the making of Razor, which was a video that walks through a few different concepts and whatnot, and then the first 3 episodes, and they were fantastic. And I gotta say, one of the episodes he did, like, just absolute best way I've ever seen of somebody creating the sort of moment of being out with your friends, being a little bit drunk, and having that double vision thing that I've ever seen, I think, ever captured on on film. So that's really cool. And let's see, Legends Reborn is awesome. Absolutely. There's going to be more information on various games later today on Ahead of the Game. Whether or not I am the one that does Ahead of the Game today or not, I'm not sure. It may be me or Anita, or both, says Good Paul. Possibly both, but definitely at least one of us. And yeah, so many platforms can stake ecosystem tokens to get airdrops for new projects, which makes a lot of sense for ecosystem tokens. Why doesn't Gala do the same? That is a great question, and let me answer it for you. Staking, okay, is in many ways a regulatorily fraught concept, okay? If you go and you read the SEC v Coinbase documents, what you're going to see is that in almost every one of the projects that they call out, staking is one of the things that they call out. And the reason for that is because it's a passive thing. Gala is a utility token. Gala has always been a utility token. And it's not designed to be something that gets you something simply because you have Gala token. And so staking programs, anytime you see somebody create a staking program, what they're doing is they're doing something that, from a regulatory perspective, creates big problems for their project. And so that's why we don't do that, because ultimately at the end of the day, what we're trying to do is build and protect the ecosystem to the greatest extent possible, which means that we're not going to do stuff, even if people really like it, that cause legal problems for the entire issue, or for the entire ecosystem. Does Dr. Wookie have fur on his hands? I've never met Dr. Wookie in person, so I don't know. But I feel like who's that? Is that Even Wave? I think even I can't see it. It's like your name is totally black on my phone. It has been established that he shaves his hands so he can type better. That checks out. That seems like a thing a Dr. Wookie would do. Plus, if you're doing some sort of doctorly things and you got a bunch of fur on your hands, you're going to leave fur everywhere. I bet he sheds. It's probably weird. Let's see. What do we got here? What other questions? Smiling Monster needs to watch all the Hackathon lives. Yes, you do. Absolutely. Ventex, you are a little bit late, but that's okay. We'll run with it. What other questions do you guys have? Happy to answer questions about the ecosystem, about what we have going on. You know, feel free to ask. And let's see here. Calton says, I don't want to be negative, but Benefactor is the tease master #1. He doesn't always come to his word. So I'm going to talk about that just a little bit, Calton. So there are times where Benefactor will tease something, okay? But I can tell you with 100% certainty that when he does that, there is always something behind it, okay? At no point in time has he ever gone and teased something that did not have a thing behind it. Now, whether or not that thing comes to fruition is sometimes another thing, and that's something that is in pretty much every instance I can think of outside of his control. So it's one of those things where it's like, this is a cool thing, this contract has been signed, there's going to be some really, really cool things that come from it, and then things get slowed down, or the time horizon that people expect things in is very, very different. So, you know, for example, if somebody says, oh, there's an announcement that's going to be coming, crypto has a tendency to think that that means within like 6 hours or a couple days at max, when the reality is that sometimes it takes months for these things to go from signed contract to shipped product. And so there's a lot going on here, guys, and Benefactor is a man of his word, absolutely. I've known him for a long time, and I would not be here if that were not the case. However, there are differences in time horizons and perceptions sometimes, and so that's, I think, what caused that. Let's see. Lim Jahi says Razor looks awesome. Can you shed light on how much the subscriptions are going to be? I cannot, because I am not 100% aware. I honestly think it's a freemium platform, so you should be able to come and watch Razor on your own without having to buy a subscription. That is my understanding. If that has changed, which is possible, because again, I cannot keep my eyes on everything happening in the ecosystem, I will let you guys know. But my understanding is that it is a freemium model. Loki Time Lord asks about Fortified. I do not have an update on that at this point in time. What? Good Paul is typing a thing to me now. He whispered, but I can't hear his whisper. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, cool. So let's see. What do we got? And man, I wish I understood German. Hutch is here and says yes, it is free to watch. So that's what I thought. So that's good. What was the biggest contract he's ever signed? I can't tell you what the biggest contract he's ever signed has been because we're not allowed to announce it. Are we still working with Will Wright? We are still talking to Will Wright on a number of different things. I would like to see a goat like Mark Kern do something with the platform. I would love to see that too. You know, we'll see what we can do over time. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up for this morning. I'm going to go talk to the Hackathon people here and get some coffee because it's still pretty early here. I was here until late last night. and I'm not staying at the convention center, so I have a little bit of a drive. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off for now, guys, and thank you for hanging out. I will be in Discord in a little bit, and peace. Bitbender out.